Hi, my name's Nigel Woodley. I'm the Senior Pastor of the Flaxmere Christian Fellowship in Hastings, and as well as that I run a trust with my wife for the Protection of Zion Trust. It's about public advocacy for Israel from New Zealand, and I thought I could just introduce myself and the trust, and actually I'm in my church. You'll see in our church we believe strongly in the right of the people of Israel, the Jewish people, to have statehood and independence in all their land, in their indigenous and historical land, in the land of Israel. There goes the cross for the Christian, the Israeli flag and the New Zealand flag. We believe in all of those. And let me just take you around the church and show you as I turn this thing around. I can tell you that you can see a view of my church, the Flaxmere Christian Fellowship. On a Sunday morning, this hall is full with people praising God and coming together to show solidarity in their faith to the Lord Jesus Christ, but also in their belief in Israel's right to have sovereignty in the land of Israel, and for the right of the Jewish people to not only be landlords but sovereign, have sovereign governance over all the land of Israel, including the West Bank and East Jerusalem. We believe the Bible is true, and so we advocate publicly for Israel's right. Look at that, a bit of reflection from the sun on the back of the wall there. We often get that with some stained glass windows up above. So the Flaxmere Christian Fellowship is a fantastic church of believers who support the right of the people of Israel, and we have often stood with them. My church fully backs me and supports me in my what I believe is a God-given call to publicly stand for Israel. In Israel, you have good support. You have good support from New Zealand, from this very place, Flaxmere Christian Fellowship in Flaxmere, Hastings, Hawke's Bay, New Zealand. Fully support and endorse your right to have sovereignty and governance over your God-given, your indigenous, your historical land. I'm just taking you out the back, past the chairs and out of the auditorium, because I've got a little surprise I want to show you. This is what public advocacy for Israel in New Zealand looks like. Some of the flags we use when we go out and we hold public rallies in support of, or public demonstrations protesting against bad policies of the New Zealand government against the state of Israel. And of course these things empower us to get our message across. We've used these a few times, the loudhailers, but look at some of the placards we've taken out. We use this unprofessional looking one, "We Stand with Israel," was used in 2014 in the Gaza war. Although it's the most unprofessional of our placards, yet it conveys the greatest message we have to say: we stand with Israel. These ones were used at the celebrations we had in the centre of Hastings last year, celebrating the 70th anniversary of the birth of the state of Israel. Happy birthday, Israel. Israel exists, Israel lives, and Israel, bastion of freedom in the Middle East. This is one of the first ones we developed when we were protesting in Wellington against BDS protesters, those who wish to boycott, divest and sanction the state of Israel as part of their anti-Semitic, anti-Israel, anti-Zionist program. Over here we have ones that were manufactured deliberately to let the government know of our displeasure, our strong displeasure, during Resolution 2334 days, when Murray McCully, the Foreign Minister, co-sponsored with other countries a very biased anti-Israel, anti-Semitic resolution which basically outlawed internationally the land of Israel to the people of Israel, that is the Jewish people. The land of Israel belongs to Israel. Israel, please forgive us, was the message we conveyed. Hopefully the government in Israel saw that in some way. Israel, please forgive us. Shame on the foreign ministry. We went down to Wellington to take this message. We protested before Parliament. And here's the one, UN Resolution 2334 condemned. And we condemned it on the grounds of Parliament with everything that we had in us, with zeal and passion and sincerity and what we believe was truth. And we condemn the evil decree. Now, when you look at all of these things, you look at the flags plus the megaphones, plus all these fantastic placards, we know that 1 + 2 = 3. Well, all of these things, flags, megaphones, placards, that equals strong support for the people and the state of Israel from New Zealand. For the Protection of Zion Trust has been deliberately created so that I can try and separate the charitable status of the Flaxmere Christian Fellowship and the work it does, the good work in our community and in our nation, from the public advocacy, which is quite political in our intent to try and reach government, to change its foreign policy toward the State of Israel, to make it more favourable, because it's very unfair and tipped against the Israelis. It often votes in UN resolutions which are totally anti-Israel, anti-Zionist, anti-Semitic, and the New Zealand government and the foreign ministry seem to be very either ignorant or straight out anti-Semitic in their policies, often supporting nations that have vowed for years to either destroy Israel or who have vowed that they will hate Israel. So we need to change in our government our policy toward the State of Israel and make it a fairer policy in dealing with the Israelis. If you want to become involved in For the Protection of Zion Trust, just look through the Trust website. You can see what we're all about. I've kept a good historical record of all our major public advocacy trants around the country, whether it be newspaper articles, which we do regularly, whether it be protests or demonstrations in support of the State of Israel, whether it be other things, perhaps even a petition, a major petition that we sent into Parliament a few years ago. But have a good look through For the Protection of Zion Trust website, and if you feel it's something that you want to support, you'll find on the website ways in which you can support it. God bless you. Bye-bye. I'm Nigel Woodley for the Protection of Zion Trust and Senior Pastor of the Flaxmere Christian Fellowship, who often backs me in this stand for Israel. Bye-bye.